Nu lämnar vi den svenska inrikespolitiken och ska blicka österut eller västerut blir det såklart, mot USA och det amerikanska valet som avgörs i höst. Det står ju mellan republikanerna Donald Trump och demokraternas Hillary Clinton. Och till min hjälp nu så har vi Max Foster, an anchor from the CNN. And we have Rosaline Marbinah som är vice ordförande för utrikespolitiska förbundet. First of all, Max, what do you say? How excited are you of the American election?
I'm trying to stay excited. It's the longest election process in history, isn't it? I mean, it just goes, every time it feels longer and longer and longer.
I know.
But it is exciting because of the characters involved. And whatever you say about Donald Trump, he's engaged a lot more people in politics in the US, and he's addressing something that people care about. And we saw it with Brexit again. You know, David Cameron was addressing the economy, and people wanted to talk about immigration. And Donald Trump, for better or worse, is getting people fired up. Do you agree?
No, I totally agree. It's a really long election, and right now I'm just really looking forward to know who will be the vice president candidates and to the national conventions.
And the convention is just a couple of weeks away. Max, a big coverage, of course, from the CNN. Can you tell us about it?
With the coverage, we'll have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll have commentators everywhere. No, we're going very big on it.
Yeah.
But the story really is the Republican convention, this effort to try to still unseat Donald Trump from within the Republican Party. So the big sort of establishment figures that put a lot of money into the campaigns are withholding their money and trying to find some way around the system so he doesn't represent the Republican Party. And there are very complex ways of doing that, but they still think that they can do it. And it'll be interesting to see whether they get away with it. It's these delegates that are pledged. Can they get them to pledge towards someone else? I think it's a very difficult one to win because we were talking earlier about how this is an anti-establishment vote. And if you have a situation where the establishment unseat the person who the Republican membership have voted for, it's going to make the Republican Party even more destabilized, I think.
And Rosaline, do you think that what do you think about the Bernie Sanders and the Hillary Clinton?
First of all, I don't think actually at this time Bernie Sanders don't really have any more options to go with than endorsing Hillary Clinton. But recently he actually got booed out because he wasn't really clear with endorsing Hillary. And that could be a problem because if he doesn't do that, the anti-establishment Democratic group, they won't vote for her. They will vote for Trump. And that could be really damaging Sanders' way of wanting to see politics because Hillary is maybe not that close, but closer than Trump. So that will be interesting to see how that will evolve because his rhetoric says that he's still, in a way, like a candidate and still active to the convention that will be in July, later in July. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that will evolve, and hopefully he will endorse Hillary Clinton.
Max, this election is people are talking about this is a historical election and a very important election. How is that? How do you see that in like your viewers, in your comments, in the ratings? Do you see that it is a big interest? From
they're very engaged, and our ratings, the highest they've been for years because they're all so engaged in the election. And it would be historic if Hillary Clinton won. But she'd be the first female president. And I think it's interesting talking about Bernie Sanders because he did what Donald Trump did, was bring in a lot of young people into the election process and fired them up. And he has sort of got, hasn't he, compensates for her a bit in that he's got that amazing credibility in what he says. He might not be mainstream, but he does have credibility, and that's what the Trump campaign are constantly attacking Clinton on, that she's not trustworthy. So he would, if she did bring him in, he would bring that. But I don't know who she's talking to. It's very secretive.
But I mean, just a week ago, right, Hillary Clinton was interrogated by the FBI. I mean, it could be the next president of the United States.
Yeah, but she was cleared, wasn't she? She didn't break the law, but Trump is not going to let that one go. And she still did what she did. She used her personal account, and he's going to keep going at her saying she's not trustworthy, which is undermining her message, is that she's the person that people should trust in the White House. She's the only one with the experience. So that's how he's attacking her. And she's attacking him on the fact that he hasn't got the right, he's unstable, basically. Doesn't have the right personality for it. So it's very much led by personalities now.
And Rosaline, what do you think about Hillary Clinton? If she's getting elected from the convention, what is her biggest issues or problem?
I would say that. Do you mean like policies or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. She's right now really advocating for like young girls and feminists and gender roles and etc. But her foreign policy will continue as it does right now, maybe more aggressive than Obama's. And I think that she will also be less. How can I say? She's not really for the trade across the Atlantic Ocean, so it would be more like focused on America but she's also, how can I say, a part of the establishment. So I don't think like the system, she will make any more difference than Obama, because Washington, they have their set of way of working. So what will actually affect the policies in the future of America, I would say, of course, Hillary Clinton, if she will become the president, but also when it comes to the Congress and who will be the majority there. If will it be Democrats or Republicans? Because that could absolutely be really important for the results, because Hillary is one of the strongest candidates in the Trump. Only there's also only two, but I think she would, if the majority will be Republican, she will, I think, have more, how can I say, Republican policies than Democrats. I think she is really in between there, and that's going to be. If she will become the president, interesting to see.
Definitely, Max. If you look at the media, what do you think? Is it possible that media can have any impact on the outcome in November? I mean, on the way how you pronounce the news or how you coverage everything. I mean, if you take Trump, for example.
Yes.
I mean, you as a CNN has like helped him. Is that hard to say?
Well, we haven't. I would obviously argue against that, because we've gone into it and been as balanced as possible all the way through. If Donald Trump brings up the control room, wants to go on air, and he's the main Republican candidate, then you're not going to say no.
No.
So I don't think in any way that the media. Well, he understands media very effectively, probably more than people say he understands media, but he understands politics. I'm not there to make that judgment, but he does understand how to tell a story, and he comes across very well on TV when he's targeting a particular audience. And it's a very big country, so people do watch the coverage on TV. So TV does have a role, but our role is to be impartial and give the information to the public so they can make their own judgments.
Okay. Last question, Rosaline. What do you think, Hillary or Trump?
Oh, that's really a tough question. We actually talked about that before. I think that America won't let Trump win. I don't think that, because that would also not only affect America, it will affect the whole international community. And with Trump's policies, he doesn't really have any clear policies either. I don't think he will win. And also, I think Hillary, they have a strategy in the Democratic Party. One of the vice president candidates is really similar to Trump's, really anti-establishment, popular in the media, and that is Sherrod Brown. So I think that when it comes to both ethics but also strategy, I think Hillary will win.
Okay. Max, do you have any opinion?
Well, if it carries on, it's all about the swing voters, isn't it? So we know, if you're committed to Hillary, or even Bernie, it's like who's the people that are supporting Bernie Sanders and the people not supporting Donald Trump, where are they going to go? And the latest polling shows that in the swing states, Donald Trump isn't doing as well as he should. So if it carries on like that, then she's got it, but you can't predict anything in this election. I think ultimately, if you're a swing voter, you haven't decided, you go into the polling booth, it's emotions that drive you, and then it's a case of who who can you envisage being in the Oval Office? Who do you trust to be in the Oval Office? And that's what all the campaigning's about at the moment. They're trying to undermine each other on who's the more credible figure as a president. So, you know, there's still such a long way to go. I mean, normally elections start at this point, don't they? But obviously, we've been doing it for 2 years already.
Yeah, we have.
So it depends how they go and how, you know, if they can get that messaging through that they're both trying to attack each other on. It's become quite aggressive though now, less positive, don't you think?
Yeah, both on social media you can see every time they're attacking each other, but also in the media.
And people don't like that.
No,
they don't like that sort of negativity. So one of them needs to bring it around to be a bit more positive.